Hi, everybody. It's meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. We haven't done weather in five in quite a while. Figured I'd just take a little bit of a break during the summer months with it, but we're back on board now. And first things first, Hurricane Laura, which made landfall overnight in southwestern Louisiana. What's really amazing is how far inland the eye remained visible until now. It is finally filled in, and it still remains a rather formidable system. Even though it is inland, it has been only weakening very slowly. And we are going to watch to see what happens as it moves northward. And then it takes a sharp right turn to the east. And we're probably going to see a remnant low that will hold together with a core of thunderstorms around it. And we've got a weather front that it's going to hook up with, and it's going to have perhaps some impact in enhancing some of the rain with it come Saturday. So we're going to figure that all out as we go through the next couple of days. And in the meantime, we have severe weather risks for the next 3 days in our area. Today it looks like the most robust of the 3 days in terms of severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center has an enhanced risk of severe weather for the area from the northern half of New Jersey, northeastern Pennsylvania, on up into the Catskills, the lower and middle Hudson Valley, back down through Connecticut, and including Long Island. And what's interesting about this is the fact that the tornado risk is actually for this area a fairly high number. It's a 5% risk in that enhanced area that these thunderstorms might produce tornadoes. The number itself is a small number, but for the Northeast to see a 5% risk probably means that there will be at least a few tornado warnings that will be issued at some point somewhere in that zone during the afternoon and the late afternoon and evening hours. And when we look at the convective risk for the next couple of days, for tomorrow, it's actually a little bit less and further south. It's a marginal risk in New Jersey, south of Route 78, central southern Pennsylvania, down into Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia. And you'll notice that the thunderstorms risk cuts off just to our north and east because there will be some dry air in New England that the frontal zone that we're dealing with is going to be buckling up against. So we've got a warm front that's moving through this morning. We're transitioning over into a steamy air mass for the afternoon. And then after that, we're going to see our thunderstorms kick up tomorrow, a little bit less. And then as we move on to Saturday, the risk area shows up again in the form of a slight risk of severe weather coming up from Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, southeastern Pennsylvania, on up to about New York City with marginal risk surrounding that. And that's with the final cold front to come on through and whatever enhancement that we wind up getting with respect to what the remnant low of Laura. Here's the satellite, the radar loop this morning. Now the warm front's coming through. You're seeing showers. They've shifted eastward, so it's mainly from upstate New York down into Connecticut, and they're moving southeastward. That warm front's going to push a little bit further to the north, and then we'll start dropping back south with time as we go through the day. Here's the surface map this morning. The hurricane inland, this was as of 5 a.m. And of course, up by us, we have this frontal boundary here that's sitting overhead. Very warm tropical air to the south of it. The leftovers of yesterday's cool, dry air mass with temperatures in the 40s and 50s this morning in parts of upstate New York and into central and northern New England. So we've got this rather sharp boundary zone that is going to be setting up. 7-day rainfall amounts from WPC, of course, the big rains that are occurring in the lower and middle Mississippi Valley and then turning eastward into the central Appalachians. The thunderstorms today and tomorrow, plus whatever happens for Saturday, adds up to about an inch or two of rain for our area. Maybe some higher amounts upstate New York and back into central Pennsylvania. And then after Saturday, weather conditions are going to improve rather nicely. So I'm going to take you through the NAM model very quickly as we go through the day, starting with the afternoon hours. And of course, We see these showers and storms that are moving southeast, and then suddenly you've got this line of storms that the NAM develops late this afternoon, this evening, that moves southward. That's our warm front now dropping back down as a cold front. That front stalls out tomorrow. So we'll be on that boundary line. Maybe a few showers and storms pop up in the afternoon and evening. And then on Saturday, as the remnant low of Laura, which by Saturday morning is moving into Western Virginia, you can kind of pick it out. It's right in here. Here's the remnant low, and then there's the trailing cold front that's behind it that all winds up moving eastward. And we're going to see some showers and storms with that. I don't think it rains all day, but there will be a period late Saturday afternoon into Saturday night when everything shifts to the east, and then it moves offshore and weather conditions improve really nicely for Sunday and Monday. We're going to have a delightful air mass coming in for that time frame, and when the temperatures are going to be nice and the dew points are going to be even nicer. So the highs today should make it up to about 90 in New York City, 93 for Philadelphia, 96 for Washington, D.C., 60s up in Massachusetts and on up into New Hampshire and Vermont and Maine, some upper 60s and lower 70s. So you definitely that warm, steamy air here today. Tomorrow, we're going to be kind of on the boundary zone of this. So temperatures will be in the upper 80s to lower 90s as you go from north to south, a little bit cooler as you head up to New England. Saturday, dealing with showers and storms and tropical air. If we get any sun that breaks through the clouds early on in the day, we should see temperatures up into the 80s, which will trigger off those thunderstorms and, of course, the remnant low of Laura. Come Sunday, we're going to cool off nicely. Temperatures are going to be topping out just in the upper 70s and lower 80s in most places. And Monday of next week, we're going to have temperatures that are going to be they're not even going to be getting out of the 70s. And that's going to feel really good. So keep it tuned right here. We'll have the Joe and Joe Weather Show coming up tonight on YouTube at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And by the way, that show is also available as a podcast, as this is available as a podcast, and you can find it on under Joe and Joe Weather Show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. It's all there. And we will, of course, see you later. And remember, keep an eye to the sky today because of the severe weather threat for late this afternoon and this evening.